Hello everyone. Let me just get back to where I was. But, welcome. It is the new league year. What does that mean? That means that deals that were made during the past 2 days can now be finalized. And everything's becoming official. It's starting at 4 o'clock today, obviously. And, of course, that's going to keep moving on. There's going to be more and more free agents coming, of course. But I want to go over everything that happened during the legal tampering period. Legal tampering is basically free agency, but nothing gets fully announced and signed until Wednesday. Basically allowed to tamper, and likely the NFL post that it's likely that they're gonna sign, but yeah, they're gonna sign. So I just wanted to go through everything that was involved in this legal tampering period. And a bit before, as you can see, I'm starting at the Devo Samuel. That was 11 days ago, obviously. I wish I could have made a video for each day, but I'm not going to lie, the past 2 days I've been destroyed by allergies because I actually went outside for once, track started up. So I went outside for once and I basically shut down for 2 days. But I'm good now. So we can go through it, everything. And of course, I will go over free agency, everything else that comes out by now. However, I want to preface this may not have absolutely everything. There's going to be about 30 to 45 seconds of scrolling, so please do not click off the video at that point. Because basically everyone who was free agent got released at the beginning of the league day, and they signed at the beginning of the league day. So basically there's a whole sort of wall of free agents. So I'm going to have to scroll for a bit. You can deal with that right though. Here, that's fine. But let's get into it. Starting with even before legal tampering period, there were some trades that went down. Deebo Samuel to the Commanders. When I first saw this, it's an interesting move. Definitely is an interesting move. Obviously, Deebo Samuel, not the greatest wide receiver in the world, but he's still alright. He wasn't playing well for the 49ers, so getting him off the team and getting him onto a new team is definitely beneficial to him, especially one where he won't be the wide receiver one, because Washington already has Terry McLaurin. Washington's only getting better. They might be able to contend for a Super Bowl this year, to be honest. So, Jonah Jackson got traded to the Bears, from the Rams to the Bears. We can preview some of these if you look at the logos, obviously. But Jonah Jackson, he got traded to the Bears. He's a guard. So, I don't know too much about guards, so that's my bad. Joe Thundy got traded from the Chiefs to the Bears. He is an offensive lineman. He's also a guard. The real app doesn't really have, stats, So, Joe Thundy, another guard. Both of these, big moves for the Bears because their O-line is not good. Their O-line was not good last year. Caleb Williams basically died. He got sacked a bunch of times, so it's good that they're building up their O-line. Alex Cappa was released by the Bengals and somehow signed with the... I don't know how that happened. Sam Hubbard retired. Lockett released. Bosa. Christian Kirk got traded from the Jaguars to the Texans. Weird move. I don't really understand why you would trade to your opponent. Geno Smith got traded from the... I said the Eagles. Oh my gosh. It got traded from the Seahawks to the Raiders. Now, we know now that the Seahawks did end up signing the QB. We'll see that later. But, Geno Smith, I've seen a lot of defenders. I've seen a lot of people saying he's top 10. And I've also seen a lot of people that says he's terrible. So he's kind of in the middle of the pack QB. I say he's at least top 16 right now, of course. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Raiders do, obviously. Not really a good team. Didn't have low enough of a pick to draft a QB like Shador. So, Geno Smith, Raiders, it could be a fit. But, oh no, I didn't realize Gardner Minshew got released. Von Miller. Devontae Adams. This is the start, I believe, because it says it's 2 days ago. So, Real had like the really big moves, and everything else came after. So, we'll see all the big moves here, and then when I scroll up, we'll see everything else. So, Devontae Adams, he got released by the Jets, and he is now a Los Angeles Ram. Now, Devontae Adams he's still got stuff left in the tank. And with Cooper Kupp getting released today, I believe, we'll see if I'm right later on. I wouldn't say he's necessarily a good replacement, but he's definitely a replacement. And Devontae Adams is still really good. He did all right with the Jets. It's just we didn't see that or really care all that much because they went like 5-12 and they sucked. So, I like the move from the Rams. Not a bad move. I still don't think the Rams are going to be as good as many people think they're going to be. But maybe I'm hating. Who knows? Harold Landry went to the Patriots. DK Metcalf got traded from the Seahawks to the Steelers. So now we've got DK Metcalf and George Pickens on the same team. That's going to be interesting to watch. I think it's a good move for the Steelers. DK Metcalf did win it out, so the Seahawks could find a trading partner. That's always good for them. DK Metcalf, obviously, a really good receiver. I think he'll fit in as the Steelers' number 2 with George Pickens. And then maybe if a bad call goes a bad way, they can both beat up someone. That would be nice to see. So DK Metcalf, definitely an interesting trade. I like the move for the Steelers. They're going 9-8 either way, and obviously, when their QBs left them, which we'll see later, but whenever their QBs left them, so it's just going to depend on what the other one is. He going to stay? Is he going to go? We're just going to have to see. Some releases. Yep, there it is. Justin Fields. He got moved. I think he just signed. I don't think he was traded. The Real's buggy a little bit. No. Justin Fields is going to the New York Jets. Obviously, the Jets are not returning Aaron Rodgers. We don't know where Aaron Rodgers is going to go. We don't know if he's going to retire. I've heard Steelers. Obviously, Vikings is like the joke because, Brett Favre, Jets, Vikings. Will he do the same thing? Vikings is a joke. It seemed like he was going to go to the Giants. I don't think, he might not go there anymore. It's really going to depend on what he wants to do. He might retire. But, then they're dropping Aaron Rodgers. Justin Fields is the clear starter in the New York Jets. We're going to see how he has to play out. Because a lot of people think he has a lot of upside. A lot of people think he's not good. I don't think he's that good. But maybe I'm just a hater. So we're going to see how Justin Fields does. But honestly, the Jets are not in a good position at all. I don't expect them to make the playoffs again next year. So, I guess Jets. And Steelers, you only have Russell Wilson now. So you need to either get a backup or you need to find out what you're doing with Russell Wilson. Because, I don't, if Russell Wilson plays bad, then what are you going to do? They were a little equal. Now, you only got him. You don't got Justin Fields no more. Sam Darnold. He went from the Vikings to the Seahawks. It's not a trade. Don't believe so. Sam Darnold obviously comes from one of the best years he's ever had. Well, obviously, notorious bust. He goes to the Vikings because J.J. McCarthy gets injured. He was obviously already there, and he starts for the Vikings, and he plays really well. We were all shocked when the Vikings were 6-0 or something. And that didn't make any sense. The Vikings obviously did not look too good in those last two games. Sam Darnold sucked those last two games, especially against the Rams. What Sam Darnold are we going to get? Are we going to get the regular season Sam Darnold, or are we going to get the last 2 weeks Sam Darnold? We're going to have to see on that. It's very concerning, let's be honest. So Sam Darnold goes to the Seahawks. They needed a QB. They got their QB. And the Vikings are all primed and set to start J.J. McCarthy. We're just going to have to see how he plays, see how he does. It's basically his rookie year for him, even though he's not a rookie. So, we'll see how the Vikings do. Grady Jarrett. Oh, another player move happened. That's cool. Oh, those are going to... ignore those. They're all popping up now, I guess. Unless something huge happened. The Colts probably got Trey Hendrickson or something. And I just don't know right now. That would be funny. But Grady Jarrett goes to the Bears. Is he another offensive lineman? No, he's a defensive lineman. This was a really good game from him. See, some people are just haters. Roy Robertson Harris signs with the Giants. Laramie Tunsil gets traded from the Texans to the Commanders. Laramie Tunsil, obviously, a good offensive tackle. And, Commanders, they keep getting better and better. I don't think this was a good move from the Texans. I don't see why you would trade him. That's college basketball stuff. Ignore that. I don't see why you trade him if you're on the Texans. He's obviously a good offensive tackle who's protecting C.J. Stroud, who, let's be honest, did not look as good as he did in year one. So you're getting less protection for him. It's just concerning. And you're giving more protection to the Commanders guy, Jaden Daniels. And, is he going to have the same sophomore slump that C.J. Stroud did? Or is he going to keep getting better? Who knows? But a great move from the Commanders. Obviously getting way better. We're just going to have to see what happens with them. And the Texans, I don't think that was a good move. That's just me, though. Kenny Pickett and Dorian Thompson-Robinson get exchanged. Pickett, Super Bowl champion, gets exchanged for DTR preseason legend. No one really cares. Neither of these QBs are going to start, obviously. They both suck. Kenny Pickett, sure, he won a ring. But who really cares? And DTR, he might be on a training camp. He might be the fourth QB. I don't know. And I don't even know why they had him. Got him. They didn't need him. But it's here. Bubba Bolden signed with the 49ers. See, I don't know where I got the 49ers from that from. He signed with the Vikings. Najee Harris goes from the Steelers to the Chargers. Najee, not the best running back in the world. He's good, obviously. Not the best. So, Chargers. Did J.K. Dobbins get released? I don't know. Did he get traded? I don't know. But Najee Harris, he's a good backup, I'd say. He's a really good backup. Maybe you can run something similar to the Lions. They have two pretty equal amount of good RBs. So you can run Najee Harris. You can run whoever. J.K. Dobbins. So, not a bad move for the Chargers to pick him up. C.J. Gardner-Johnson and Keon Green get exchanged. C.J. goes from the Eagles to the Texans. Pretty good move from the Texans, obviously, because C.J.'s a really good corner. Or is it just safety? Now I need to check. Okay, C.J. Gardner-Johnson is a safety. He is not a corner. Not a corner. Really good move from the Texans. Eagles, you just can't pay everyone. I understand that. And Keon Green goes from the Texans to the Eagles. Sander released. Leonard Floyd released. Leonard Floyd signs with the Falcons. Sam Martin signs with the Panthers. Robert Tonyan signs with the Kansas City Chiefs. Cole Christensen also signs with the Chiefs. Keenan Allen gets released. Yeah, these are all the releases. I did not know that Stephon Diggs is a free agent. I didn't know that. You are a Cowboy. Is Stephon Diggs a Cowboy? Maybe. Yeah, this is the unfortunate that we lost Ryan Kelly, obviously. But this is the long list of releases. I scrolled up to the top. That's my bad. If I missed anything here, that's on me. Pro Bowl QB Tyler Huntley got released. Marco Wilson, he signed with the Bengals. Johnny Hecker signs with the Titans. Laken Tomlinson signs with the Texans. Larry Ogunjobi signs with the Bills. Kier Elam, is it a trade? Is it a sign? Don't know, but he goes to the Cowboys. Rodgers released. Goldman, he goes to the Commanders. Hargrave, he goes to the Vikings. Murray, he goes to the Jags. Lewis goes to the Jags. Munt goes to the Jags. Mullen goes to the Jags. Igoa goes to the Jags. McCarr goes to the Jags. Long goes to the Jags. Brown goes to the Jags. Jags picking up everybody. Eccles goes to the Steelers. Graham goes to the Falcons. Hennessy goes to the Jags. Sanborn goes to the Cowboys. Hopkins, he signed a deal with the Ravens. Obviously, he's washed, unfortunately. Ryan Kelly, we just couldn't pay him. He goes to the Vikings. We got something for that, though, to be fair. I already posted about it. Hassan Reddick, he signs with the Buccaneers. This is a little late. These people unreal. They suck. He's a linebacker. He's pretty good. Evan Ingram, tight end, signs with the Broncos. This hopefully means that the Broncos will not try to draft my Indianapolis Colt, Tyler Warren. So, Evan Ingram, pretty good tight end. Justin Reed signs with the Saints. I don't know how the Saints have the money. Carlton Davis signs with the Patriots. Charvarius Ward, welcome to Indianapolis. I mentioned this in my shorts. Charvarius Ward and Wolf Rice. Oh my gosh. Don't remind me about that. See, this is... Okay. Yeah, it's still updating as we go. Daniel Jones. We'll get to this stuff. We'll get to it. Okay, Charvarius Ward. He decides to sign with the Colts. Cameron Bynum also decides to sign with the Colts. So the Colts defense is indeed back. It's back. I'm going to announce that here right now. The Colts defense is back. Charvarius Ward, obviously, pretty good corner. Just look at his past few games. Okay, ignore the past few games. Because he has not played, or is it... Okay, it's behind here. If we look at the past few games, we're not going to look at the past few games. Charvarius Ward, pretty good corner. You know, he made a post talking about whoever is going to get him is going to get the best version of him. And we got him. So, that's all I'm saying. Taveri Thomas signs with the Vikings. Kadero Hodge signs with the Falcons. Dre Greenlaw. Is this... He got injured after coming back from what I believe to be an injury in the Super Bowl. Yep. He's the guy that got injured in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. They probably would have won if they had him. So, Greenlaw, He's had a tough injury streak. We're gonna see how he does on the Broncos. Kyle Walker goes to the Cardinals. Elijah Mitchell goes to the Chiefs. Stone Forsythe goes to the Giants. Will Fries, unfortunately, we also can't pay him. He goes to the Vikings on honestly a big deal. Talanoa Hufanga, he goes to the Broncos. Jason Pinnock goes to the 49ers. Nick Neiman goes to the Texans. Sheldon Rankins also goes to the Texans. Collins goes to the Browns. Jacoby Brissett signs with the Cardinals. Interesting move from the Cardinals there. James Daniels goes to the Dolphins. Josh Sweat, he decides to sign with the Cardinals. I think that's a good move for the Cardinals. Josh Sweat, Super Bowl champion, obviously, offensive lineman. He's an OLB, whatever that means. He's not an offensive lineman, let's be honest. Josh Sweat, pretty good move for the Cardinals. Mike Ford, he signs with the Falcons. Luke Gifford, he signs with the Niners. Jalen Reagor, notorious bust. He goes to the Chargers. Javon Kinlaw, he goes to the Commanders. Troy Dye, he goes to the Chargers. Zachary Wilson, he decides to sign with the Dolphins. New start for him. Let's see if he does anything. He's not, because we all know Tua is the starter, let's be honest. Smith Marset, he goes to the Giants. Grant Stewart, he goes to the Lions. Levi Okurinze, he also goes to the Lions. Deontay Johnson goes to the Giants. Ben Zumarin, he goes to the Eagles. Mason Pline, he goes to the 49ers. Jamie Sheriff, he goes to the Cardinals. The Seahawks. DeMarcus Lawrence also goes to the Seahawks. Morgan Moses, he goes to the Patriots. Denzel Perryman, he goes to the Chargers. Xavier Woods, he decides to go to the Titans. Deontay Jackson, he decides to go to the Chargers. Owen Burks, he goes to the Bengals. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, he was on the Bills. He was also on the Chiefs. He decides to take his talents over to the Seahawks. Now, let's be honest, MVS, not the best receiver, but he can shine in some areas. Lonnie Johnson, Raiders, and then Daniel Danny Dimes is an Indianapolis Colt. No one won this. This sucks. This is terrible. Ignore this game because this is an outlier. He has not been good since 2023. If we look at his games, 2 interceptions. Okay, not bad there. 1 interception, 2 interceptions. He's not good. Dan Jones is not good. The fact that we would choose Daniel Jones as a person to try and compete with Anthony Richardson is disrespectful to Anthony Richardson. And hopefully that helps him even more, that we couldn't even get a competent person to try and challenge Richardson's starting spot. That's just unfortunate. Because again, who cares? Who thinks Daniel Jones is going to do good? No one. And let's be honest, if Daniel Jones wins the QB battle, I don't know if I can be a Colts fan. Because that's disappointing on all levels. That's disappointing from Anthony Richardson, because how can you beat Daniel Jones? That's disappointment from the drafting office for drafting Anthony Richardson in the first place. That's embarrassing for the owner, who won't fire Chris Ballard. Now, Chris Ballard has done better this year than probably any other year. Dre Greenlaw, Cam Bynum, 2 really good defensive men. The Daniel Jones thing is just, I don't know. Who cares? Rant over. Luke Farrell, 49er. Darrington Evans goes to the Bills. Jeremy Chin goes to the Raiders. Isaiah Rodgers, notorious Colts guy before he decided to start betting on a bunch of things. And I remember when he was on the Colts, it was a greater time. It was a greater time. He's now on the Vikings, giving him a new shot, and, I'll support him. Kenneth Gainwell, he goes to the Steelers. Bobby Brown III goes to the Panthers. Trey Brown goes to the 49ers. Drew Dahlman goes to the Bears. TJ Slayton goes to the Bengals. Derek Forrest goes to the Bills. James Hutchinson III goes to the Giants. Jalen Moore goes to the Chiefs. Dan Moore goes to the Titans. Nate Hobbs goes to the Packers. Roy Lopez goes to the Lions. Zach Thomas goes to the Texans. Hopefully it's not going to update again. Okay, so that's it for real on here. Here's the thing. I'm going to look on the NBA, not the NBA website, obviously. I'm going to look at the NFL website, see their free agency, see if there's anything I missed. But I'll see you there. If not, you'll just cut back to here. Alright, welcome back. I'm on the CBS Sports app. Ignore the ads. Of course, I'm going to go through everything. I'm not going to say every name, because obviously we've said a lot of these names, but I will point out the big names. If we talked about them, I'll go quick. If we didn't, I'll go a little slower. But Josh Sweat, obviously. Leonard Floyd, he signs with the Falcons. I'd say that's a pretty good move for them. Leonard Floyd's not too bad. DeAndre Hopkins was only signing for the Ravens, surprisingly. Bills, they retained DeMar Hamlin, so that's cool. Josh Palmer. Joey Bosa, that was not unreal. I believe that just happened today. Interesting move. The Chargers dropped him. I thought he was going to go with the 49ers to play with his brother, but obviously not. Joey Bosa is a Bill. They still will get owned by the Chiefs. Let's be honest. The Chiefs own him. Patrick Mahomes own him. So none of this really matters in the end of the day. But Joey Bosa, that's a good move. 1 year. See how he plays, see how he goes. Clovers, get out. I don't want any Clovers right now. Nobody wants Clovers right now. We're talking about football. John Morton, Patrick Jones. Dio Dangbo. We lost him too. He's a Chicago Bear now, which is unfortunate. Again, we just didn't have the money to keep him, I guess. Because there would be no reason why we wouldn't keep him. But we'll see how you do, Dio. Goodbye, man. T. Higgins franchise tag. Jeez, they need to pay that guy. The Bengals signed Samaje Perine. They're going to the Super Bowl. The Bengals are a mess of a franchise, let's be honest. The Browns retained Myles Garrett, which obviously that's not there because he didn't go anywhere. Myles Garrett wanted to be traded to a winning contender, and then he just signs for the money. That's kind of disappointing. Malik Collins. Cowboys traded for Kerry Glenn. Wow. Okay, I do gotta admit, the Cowboys did sign Javonte Williams. Now, honestly, let's be honest. Let's be fair. They're drafting Gene Team. We know that. So, that really doesn't matter right now. They kept the Broncos kept Jarrett Stidham. The Broncos did sign Talanoa Hufanga. He's pretty good. Dre Greenlaw, like I mentioned. Lions signed DJ Reed. He's pretty good. Aaron Banks, Green Bay Packer. Lincoln Thomason. Justin Watson is a Cowboy. Is a Texan. Colts. Okay, we retained Smith and French and Doolin for 8.5. Cameron Bynum, Javarius Ward, and Daniel Jones. We're gonna go past that now. Jacksonville Jaguars signed everyone on the market, it seems like. Bakari, Lewis, Murray, Hainsey, Brown, Mullins, Munt, Long, and Doga. Not too big of names there. Pretty good signings. I don't know how they signed Matt Ariza when he was already on the team. Obviously, Raiders traded for Geno Smith, and they retained Max Crosby. They signed Jeremy Chin. He's pretty good. Khalil Mack was retained by the Chargers. Dante Jackson. They restructured Matthew Stafford's contract. Again, he's gonna start falling off soon. He has to. He's getting too old. Nick Westbrook-Ikine is a Dolphin. I think I mentioned that already. Vikings, obviously, Will Fries, Ryan Kelly. They got 2 of ours, so. It doesn't seem like too much was missed. New Orleans Saints, I don't know how they have the money. I don't know how they have the money. It's like they're broke every year and they somehow just have the money to do whatever they want. I don't understand it. Okay? The Giants signed Javon Holland. That's an interesting one because Holland wanted to play for a good team. And guess what? He's going to the Giants. It just doesn't make any sense. They go for the bag. The Philadelphia Eagles have not signed a single player. That's interesting. But they did retain Saquon. That's what matters right now. Steelers, Darius Slay, obviously. Kenneth Gainwell. Demarcus Robinson, 49er. Sam Darnold, obviously, Seahawk. Marcus Valdez-Scantling, Josh Jones. Buccaneers retained Chris Godwin. I said it like that. Signed Hassan Reddick. Titans. Commanders. These signs. Kinlaw. And those are the ads. So that's it. Keep on reading. Shut up. I'm telling you, these websites are so annoying sometimes. But anyway, that's all that's happened so far. Obviously, free agency has started today. At 4 o'clock it started. I mentioned that earlier. So, all the signings, everything's becoming official. So, we're going to see if there's any more big signings that come out soon. But, that's all I have for today. Maybe I'll record another one. Maybe it'll be out tomorrow. Who knows? But, I'll see you guys later. Peace.